My life was over, and here I am at age 50. Boy, aging is not for sissies. Still going strong. But when I was injured and my life changed, I felt like I had lost everything. Now, I don't know what it's like to be an orphan. I can never put myself in those shoes. But I know what it's like to feel that you have lost yourself in a very dark and difficult place. But there's one thing that I had. I had amazing parents. And as anybody looking at me could say, you've had a tough life, how have you done it? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be an inspiration. I was blessed. I was blessed with the best parents. I was blessed with unbelievable siblings. And I was blessed with unbelievable friends. But what I didn't know was that my biggest blessing was yet to come. Now, I'm the Jewish one in the room. And Jews and Muslims have so much in common, it's unbelievable. But we're all from the same father and we're all from the same mother. And I was always taught that it's so much better to give than to receive. So as difficult as my life was, I always wanted to give. But I have received back tenfold, 50-fold, 100-fold. I moved down to DC to go to law school. I won't tell you the horror stories. Many of you, most of you are nurses. Amy's gonna fall over, good thing I landed up there. Many of you are nurses. I had some real doozies. And I had to call New York and get one of my nurses from college, and she came down and lived with me, and she promised me that she'd stay with me until I finished law school. So prior to finishing law school, I put an ad in the newsletter for the local center for independent living, and one person answered. And one person got interviewed. And that one person was sitting next to me. And guess what? I have never in my life ever heard of Sierra Leone. And I considered myself to be smart enough to graduate from Georgetown Law School and not even know about Sierra Leone. Talk about feeling like I needed an education. Well, boy, have I gotten one. I have met and gotten care from the people from the most amazing country in the world. I have become part of the Sierra Leone family. Wow. Amy has been by my side through life and death. Her sister Fatima, Halima, others in this room that have helped me when I've needed help, that were little children and they're now grown. And I've met all of the aunties and the sisters and the brothers and the Pekins and the and I hope someday to set my wheels on the ground of Sierra Leone.
That would be nice.
But I will never forget, I was at the museum, which was in Roslyn at the time before it built its big place in DC. And it had the headlines coming across. And my father knew that Amy was there. And we saw that there was a coup. Now, if I had never met Amy and I had never met everyone from Sierra Leone, I wouldn't even know what that meant. And he leaned over and he whispered in my ear because he saw that headline. And we knew what happened. And I started digging through headlines. It wasn't even in the paper. On page 25 of the Post, you found that Clinton had airlifted people out. And I worried and I was sick about it. And I read and learned about what happened. And arms being chopped off and kids being drugged and Ebola and everything else. And I am here to tell you that my heart breaks. Now, I was lucky enough to get married to an amazing man who's sitting right next to me, who had to join the tribe of us women. Talk about being around a lot of women. Tony gets me and the women voice. He's an amazing man. I'm truly blessed. But we knew we weren't going to have children of our own. And I always felt that that didn't matter. It's not blood. Children are seeds that are beautiful. And they can belong to you and love you, even if they're not yours. And any difference that you can make in the life of a child is a difference you may not ever know that you made, but they may take it with them. And so whether it's a child in the US that needs help, or whether it's someone that I hear about, but the orphans hit my heart. And that, to me, is a gift that has been given back to me through Amy and the Orphan Feed Foundation. Now, Amy knows that my hero in my life was my father. And my father is looking down, proud of everyone and anyone that does anything for children. He and my mom came from nothing, and they dedicated themselves to their children, and that's why we are the people we are. My parents are both gone. It is my duty and moral obligation to carry their vision forward. And that is why I'm here tonight. And what I want to read to you in closing is my favorite poem, and I read it at my father's funeral because it is the poem that stands for everything that my father was to me, and it stands for everything that everybody in this room needs to remember when they go out the door and they tell the 100 people. What Mr. Bandy said is so true. It doesn't matter the numbers that are here. It matters the words you spread and what you do and what you commit yourself to do when you're on this earth. Because I know from my own experience, in a second, your life can change. In a minute, your life can change. You blink your eyes, your life can change. So let me end with a poem. It's called Success, and I dedicate it to the children I will never meet, but that all of us will help to live. It's called Success. What is success? It's not money, it's not anything. It's my part. To laugh often and much. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Thank you very much.